Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter. I have a pair of shoes that I want to get into. I got these off of GOAT. Tried to get them the day they dropped. Struck out everywhere. And then I ended up getting them on GOAT. I think I paid like $135 or something before fees. I looked at the shoe real quick before starting this video, and I think it was a great purchase. I really like these things, and there's really not much hype to them. Also, stick around to the end because the Dunk I'm looking at today is an 85, but I want to do a little side-by-side comparison to a more modern Dunk and just see what jumps out at me as far as differences go, that sort of thing. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get into these acid wash Dunk High 85s. That's a mouthful. All right, so first things first, I'm always saying how much I like a unique box, and these things are dope. It almost looks like pool balls or something, but it reminds me of like Tron, something like that, you know, just the black background and all these white straight lines and squares. I just think it's real neat looking. And then these like accents, this rainbow colored accent, I mean, it really does. It has the feel of 80s. This being a Dunk High 85, I think they nailed the box. I think this thing is awesome. You can see at the top it says Nike Sportswear, then it's got the swoosh going across, and down here at the bottom in red it says high quality Dunk 1985, Beaverton, Oregon. And then it's got Nike and just some square letters. Nike Sportswear on the side. And then there's that cool rainbow pattern in 1985 down the corner. And the tag reads Nike Dunk High 85 SP. The colors are University Red and Chili Red. Actually, I don't really remember what retail on these was. It wasn't real high. It was near your standard Dunk price. It might have been a little bit higher than your regular Dunk. Probably 110, 120 range. I'm not sure. I'd have to look to see what the price was. The inside of the box lid has this rainbow pattern. You've got all these lines on the paper, and it spells out Nike. Just a pretty cool box. I was expecting a standard like orange red Dunk box, so when I saw this I thought they sent me the wrong shoes or something. I was thinking, what in the world is that? But it's the acid wash Dunk High 85s. And like I said, I'm going to kind of hurry through this because I really want to hold these up to one of my other pair of Dunks, just a standard Dunk, just to see what jumps out at me as different. I already noticed a couple of things that I think might be a little bit different as far as the shape go and whatnot, but at first glance they look real close to just other Dunk Highs that I have. I like the color scheme. It reminds me a little bit of Freddy Krueger, not just the Freddy Krueger shoes, but just the colors remind me of Freddy Krueger, the outfit that he would wear. So maybe that's good with fall and Halloween approaching and all that, but the materials right away grab your attention, and when you grab the shoe and pick it up, you kind of have to do a double take because this leather it's nice. It's really nice. And if it's not quality leather, I'm the first to admit it, but I am really pleasantly surprised with this pair of shoes. I think the quality of the materials is spot on, and I love the style of them. I just think they're dope. It's got a pretty standard looking Dunk outsole in that nice red color. And then coming up to the midsole, it's got like an antique white or like a cream color, but this is darker than Sail. This looks a lot, it actually just looks like it's a pair of shoes that are from 1985 and somehow they survived perfectly, but it's just got a nice yellow hue to it. It really makes it look like it's aged, but I like it. and the threading is the same yellowish color. But then of course you've got this neat pattern on the mudguard, and this is a nice thick cut of leather, and you get this same leather on the mudguard going up the eye stays and then coming around the heel of the shoe. And then in the toe box you have those classic perforations, and this leather as well, it is just soft as can be, but it's a real nice gray color, and that's on the toe box and the side panels, and then wrapping around the back. The tongue is like a nylon. It doesn't really seem much different than most dunks that I have now. It's the same gray color as the leather on the base of the shoe, and the piping going around the tongue is also that gray color. But then the tag is kind of yellowed looking, not quite as much as the midsole, but it's definitely not white or even sail. It's got that antique yellow look to it. And then you see the Nike emblem. We've got a red sock liner. The insole is a light color. I think it's like a cream color. It's hard to see down in there. And they also gave us some spare laces. It's close to the color of this gray leather, but I think they look good too. Let me know which ones you would throw in there. That is a real quick rundown of these. They feel great. The quality of the materials is amazing. And right now, the price of these is very, very reasonable. So if you're thinking about grabbing these, I would jump on it, because I think the more that people see them out and about, and the more people get their hands on them and realize how nice they are, I think these are going to become pretty sought after once people realize how nice they are. But let's look at them compared to a pair of my dunks just to see if any differences jump out. I just grabbed the first ones that I came to. This is the Pure Platinum, I think they're called, and I've worn these a decent amount, so please don't mind the dirt and whatnot on them. The first thing that jumped out at me is that the swoosh on the 85 is a lot bigger, and it's a little bit different of a shape. Also, the toe box is way more streamlined on the 85 than what it is on the modern shoe. On the modern shoe, you can see a lot of times, like with Jordans, the toe box comes up real high compared to how the older ones were. And that's the same on these dunks. This toe box is raised up a good bit from the midsole. It comes up like pretty high. And on this shoe, you can tell that it doesn't come up that high. One of the biggest differences is that the outsole of the 85 is a lot more narrow than the modern dunk. And also the midsole is way higher.